What's going on, y'all? VNCZ3 here, coming back at you with another Lords Mobile Strategy Guide. And if you like what you hear and what you see in this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I cover everything from A to Z with Lords Mobile related. I also produce daily videos. So if you're already a subscriber though, thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate the continued support. It really does mean the world to me, guys. It really does. And that is exactly what drives me to make this kind of game content for y'all. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into this episode. It's going to hopefully teach you guys how to effectively use a turtle strategy. That's right, I said turtle, turtle. I didn't stutter, right? So let's go ahead and dive into the episode. So yeah, the top guild on the server, if you go to rankings and you click the guild tab, this guild right here, Sky Kingdom, QOO, 821 million might. They've got a player with there for 127 million. So yeah, they decided to war everybody who wasn't Chinese on the current kingdom. That is super unfortunate because we are not Chinese. I'm on the Taiwan server in case you are wondering. And yeah, so we pretty much got obliterated, guys. I lost about 170,000 troops, and that's why my might went from like 8.5 million to barely 5.7, barely trying to reach 5.8. So I was in a developing stage in the game, so I had one barracks, one infirmary, and the rest were Maynards basically. So basically, it's one barracks, one infirmary, 15 Maynards. Now, I since then have changed. I am one barracks, 6 Maynards, 10 infirmaries. Now, the reason I made that change is because we're at war, basically, and I'm tired of my troops consistently getting obliterated. It really sucks when you have, when you build another force back up of 20,000, 30,000, and somebody comes over and just blows your troops out of the water. So, yeah, I don't care how fast I actually produce the troops. The Maynards are basically here to produce gold and slightly give me a decrease in training time. Let me go ahead and cover my talents really quick for you guys, and they'll give you a better explanation here. I took all the left side out. The whole left side, I don't like it anymore. In fact, I'll go ahead and respec right now. Right? This is my last one. I'm doing this live with you guys. I'm going to put 2 points into food production. That's going to unlock the stone production 1. 2 points into that is going to open up the construction speed. I'm going to put all 10 points into there because this construction speed and then the research speed ones you're going to want, okay? Because remember, it's always going to be part of the game to develop like that. So put 2 points into the timber production 1 and 2 points into the ore production 1. And then when you get to the stage 2s, I believe it takes 5 points. 4, 5, yep. And then that unlocks the next tier for you. Now, I'm going to leave this gold production alone. I'm going to go ahead and leave this food production at 5. I'm going to go ahead and put 5 points into the stone production 2, and that's going to unlock the next tier of ore production 2. Put 5 points into here. And we're going to go ahead and put 20 points into the construction speed 2. That's a total of 105 passive percent to your construction, and then 105 passive percent to your research. That's absolutely crucial, guys. I'm going to go ahead and only put 5 points into gathering 2. I'm not going to max it out. In another video that I made, I maxed that out because I wanted to gather all my resources from my relics. So I'm not doing that right now because I'll go over that in just a little bit, guys, why I'm not doing it. So I'm going to go ahead and put in 50 points into the timber production. The biggest reason being is because timber is really needed in the game for buildings. Every single building except for the timber building is going to need a decent amount. Same thing for the stone. So I'm going to go ahead and put 50 points in there. If you're wondering what the clicking is, I have a mechanical mouse, so I do apologize if the clicking annoys you. We're going to put 50 points into there. Look at this, guys. 288% production. And we're going to go ahead and put 50 points into the ore production as well. Get this bad boy maxed out. Unfortunately, I wish I had more points so I could get this gold maxed out. but I've got 2 points remainder, and I'm going to go ahead and go down to the gold production, and I'm just going to put 2 points into there. All of the remainder of the points I get are going to go into this gold production, guys, because it takes like millions of gold to do research, but it also takes several days to do your research. So as you guys can see, I put no points into the left side. I don't care about the training speeds. I don't. I'm turtling, remember, so I'm not trying to build a large military. I'm just trying to develop my base, and that's about it. Develop my base and develop my research. That is why I'll go into my next part. You have in skirmish 1, you basically get the unlock feature on each of the basic resource production buildings. I've got each one of them 21. You know, my quarry's level 21, my mine's 21, my farm, which is only one of, steel only one of, is level 21 as well. Now when I go over here to the other skirmish, it's going to unlock I can't even talk. It's going to unlock all of the rest of these spots right here on 2 different skirmishes. So just to kind of give you guys a building count, I have 1 farm, 5 lumber mills, 6 quarries, and 6 mines. You're probably thinking to yourself like, wait a second, that doesn't make any sense. It does though. So let's start off in the back. I've got mine here, 1, 2, you guys can count, right? 2, 1, 2, 3, and there's basically 3 mines and 3 quarries on this back piece right here. And then there is 2 mines and 2 quarries on this front piece, and then there's 4 lumber mills. So when I add the main buildings, like the the lumber mill right here and the rest of them, that's how I get my ratios. So yeah, I put the points into the production because I need the resources, guys. You really do need resources in this game. And if I'm producing 102, almost 103k timber per hour, it's a lot. Same thing for the ore, and same thing for the mines. My bad. Same thing for the mines, which produce ore, and then same thing for the quarries, which produce stone, if I'm not mistaken. There we go, yeah. So yeah, the quarries, I kind of wish they produced a little bit more, but that's no here nor there, guys. So yeah, this is the strategy I'm using. I've got my barracks set up. I've got my infirmary set up in case I get attacked now. I've got my maynards set up in case I get attacked. So my next thing to do is get all of these production buildings right here, the resource producing buildings, up to about level 15 to 20-ish, somewhere in that ballpark range. And then if I'm still having trouble with my army size, I will demolish some of these infirmaries and I will level them up, because 1 infirmary can hold 40,000 troops. Now 10 infirmaries is 400k troops. That is a lot. I don't even have that many troops. I had about a fourth of that. But anyways, continuing on, right? So yeah, if you don't like this ratio, guys, and you have a smaller army than me, or you're going to anyways, then feel free to mess with the ratios as you want, but don't build any more than 1 barracks, because remember, you can only train 1 troop at a time. I can build all the fire trebuchets I want, 1920 cavalry, but I can only do 1 type at a time. I can't do trebuchets and cavalry mix. I can only do 1 at a time, so having 1 barracks is optimal. And then, like I said, you can build all the maynards you want to, but again, this is a turtle strategy. If I go here and I look at my stats, I've got 167 production construction speed, because I have my my bad, I've got a lunar flute on. And so yeah, my research is getting boosted right now, and I should actually change this. I should change this to sentinels. Change that. Come on. Sorry about this, guys. Equip this. Okay, now if I look at my stats, 202% construction speed. This is normally about 140% research speed. Forging speed, that is for relics. It's almost 90%. Resource gathering speed, I actually don't care about that. I don't care how long my troops take, because I'm not using any important troops. Fruit production rate, 70%. But look at this, guys. Stone production, 344, timber production 331, ore production 352. That is absolutely massive. Vault storage, this is important, guys, if you're getting attacked a lot. Don't confuse vault storage with the actual total timber storage. Let's just take this lumber mill for instance. This says 2,062,000. Now, guys, I've got 2.38 million timber already. This timber production is not going to produce any more. So, because it's at its max capacity, it's not going to produce any more until I spend the timber. That's something you really do need to remember. You need to really, really, really nail that one down. The vault does not govern how you store your production material, so it continues to produce. Hopefully I didn't confuse you guys on that one, but it makes sense to me. So yeah, where am I going with this? Let me see here. The stats, right? And so vault storage boost 15%, supply capacity 1.6 million. It gets the vault storage with the vault storage boost, and it gives me that right there. Player EXP 50%. I'm actually slowly but surely taking off all of my player gear. Like when you buy into the game, you get like sacred helmet, you get the sacred armor, and then you get like an accessory as well. But I'm taking that all off. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and wear all of my general gear, which is the the Frostwing shield, so on and so forth. And I'm just going to wear that armor basically from now on. I'm already level 56, and XP is super slow already as it is. So yeah. Moving on. What else that I was going to cover here? Oh yeah, so the training speed, that used to be like over 200%, guys, when I was in the development stage. And so I wish I would have went to this the turtle stage of my strategy guides a lot sooner than I did. But I got kind of greedy, and I was like, well, if I just build more troops, nobody's going to attack me, and that couldn't be further from the truth. So, yeah, it's not good, any of those stats. But, yeah, guys, that's the talent/building aspects of it. Now, let me go ahead and talk to you a couple of things here. When you go to the world map, I told you guys I don't care about the gathering, okay? And what I meant by that is I don't care how many resources I actually gather, okay? I don't care. What I do care about is I'm going to do something just like this. Pay attention, right? I'm only going to send 1920 reptilian riders. I'm only going to gather 15k resources. I am not going to care if somebody comes over and attacks my troops, because when you're on the world map, guys, you are your absolute weakest. I'm going to say that again. When you're doing this on the world map, like these troops right here I'm sending over to gather, you are at your absolute weakest. If somebody was to come over here, park their base right there in that square, and I was to send in my whole force to gather, let's just say this resource was like 700k, because I used to do that all the time. Resources would have like a million resources in it, and I would send in a giant army to gather up all those resources. Now, I don't do that anymore. Because I've pretty much learned my lesson. And I would recommend that if you guys are getting attacked on a more frequent basis, don't send out a ton of troops. Send out your weakest troops, which I just did, and because I don't care if they die, I really don't. So here we go. Let's look at this. It's going to give you the time left. I don't care how much time it takes. I actually just care about this right down here. When I go to the resource report, I'm looking for a couple of specific items, if I have any. Oh, bingo, right there. Look at that. Rocks. I get the amber, and I've got the metal, so on and so forth. There's more down there, but it's super, super crucial, guys, to get your resources gathered for your relics, okay? I do not care about anything else other than the resources for the relics. And so I'm going to go back to my turf here, and I'm going to show you guys what I mean. When you go over to your workshop, you're going to go to your relics. My workshop's going to look different than your guys' because I'm on the Taiwan server. I've got Jade Worm. I've got all these armor sets available to me. You guys only have the Frostwing set if you're viewing this and you're on the US server. But if you go to all the relics, go to like the helmet right here. Let's go ahead and let's build this Berserker's Tusk Helm or the Death Gaze, or just basically any of these right here. Here's kind of a pro tip to you guys. Anything that says army, okay, anything that says army is going to boost your entire army. So that's not very specific to, infantry defense or, whatever defense. It's very, very, very specific to your entire force. So if I was to go to Forge, look, I need I need the minerals, I need the, fur pelts, and the logs. I need all of those resources just to make this one helmet. And so the only way to get those resources is to gather on the world map. Or if you spend a ton of money, like some of these guys have on the Taiwan server, or they've been playing for a really long time, they go over here to the chest, and they click the gems, they buy a bunch of these chests, or they go over to the guild shop and they buy a bunch of those chests, and so on and so forth. So I'm actually just going to open up all these chests because that's what I do, right? So yeah, that's basically what you're going to do in order to obtain those items for your relics, because they're super important, guys. Relics are probably one of the most important things in the game because they take the longest to get and do. I'm not even playing with you guys. Look, to get, let's just say like this event relic, Frostwing, Forge the Breath. These hearts, the Frostwing hearts, are so rare to get, guys, and you need, let's see here, you need two of these to get the basic version, and then to get the next tier up, you need to get 8. You need 8 of the common hearts to get to the next tier, and then you guys need to times that by 8 again to get to the next tier, so on and so forth. So yeah, it is super hard to get your relics up, but that's not here nor there, guys. So a couple things I want to make sure you know is do not, under no circumstances, send out a large portion of your army to gather, because that's exactly what the enemy's waiting for. They've got their eye on you, they've got your base bookmarked, or they're scouting for your base, and as soon as they see your troops come out, just like this, I'll show you guys the big difference here. Let me click on this right here, and I'm going to go to the next resource over. I'm going to gather, I'm going to send everything I've got. It's going to take me 40 seconds, but pay close attention at the gathering speed. See how quickly that's moving? Come on, switch over. Now, it's going up about 29 per second. Okay, they will go over to your resource and they will click onto your resource that you're gathering from, and they will do something just like this, and hopefully I don't get attacked, like, because that's what people do. They see your troops moving out, then they go bloop, and then they send their army in to kind of like match yours. So I always have the recall ready to hit. So but this is only like when you guys are in wartime. I wouldn't recommend doing that if you're not in war times. So here we go, come on, get there. Okay, now when the time comes over, okay, they're gathering at about a 30 some odd pace, 40 some odd pace. When you have a large army, guys, and I'm talking like when you send in, 40,000 troops to gather one resource, that number goes up substantially. You start seeing the ore go from like 38,000 to 37 to 35 to 32, yada yada yada, right? It's because you're gathering at such a large amount. You're gathering such a large amount at a time, and the enemy can tell the difference. You know what I mean? And then they will attack your troops, and then now you don't have any infirmaries. You can't heal your troops because they're dead on the world map, and that's why I highly recommend building your resources up, your resource buildings up. So I know it takes time, but this game isn't made to be beaten in a day. So unfortunately, it's just something you've got to kind of bear with. Now, somebody said, VNN, I've got 85k spaces in my infirmary. How come I only saved 15 troops? Well, because when you take a big boulder, like let's just say 200,000 troops to your 50,000 troops, those 200,000 troops are going to annihilate that 50,000 troops. They're going to slaughter a lot of those guys, so they don't have very many wounded because of the amount of lethal damage that they did to your troops. So, yeah, that would be the reason why, guys. But another thing too, get your watchtower up. It's actually super important. At 25, it lowers the enemy army's effectiveness against you by 10%. But other than that, guys, feel free to leave comments. If something didn't make a whole lot of sense to you, comment on it. Tell me, hey, VNN, this didn't make any sense to me. Can you please explain it? Hit me up on the comments. I am very tentative to my YouTube channel. And like I said, I do this for y'all. I don't do this for the fame or the glory or any monies. I do this because I really, truly care about the communities that are in this game. And if you're still with me on this video, okay, here's a what I like to call the random Google Play card giveaway, guys, okay? In this video, I want you to tell me your favorite color. I just want to hear the color. I don't want to hear anything else in the comments, okay? And in 2 days' time, I will select a winner at random. Yes, that's right. $10 Google Play cards. They're up for grabs. All you got to do is tell me your favorite color in this video, and you can hit the like button, but I don't ever, don't follow me on Twittergram. I don't do any of that bullshit. Look, real talk. Go ahead, tell me your favorite color. That automatically qualifies you. Oh, and you got to be a subscriber too, because I checked that shit out. Leave your favorite color, in this video, in a couple of days time, I'll make another video, and I will go ahead somewhere in the middle of the video, tell you who won. And that player will have 48 hours to redeem their prize. Otherwise, it goes up for grabs again. So, yeah, anyways, guys, love, peace, and chicken grease. I love you all. I really do. If you guys are curious what hero I'm working up next, it's actually my Demon Slayer. I really do need him. And, yeah, I really don't have much else to say, guys. You know, stay safe, but above all, you guys know what I'm talking about. Fill in the blank. What are you guys waiting for? Stay classy.